What's up, legends? Benchmark Bets is back, and today I've logged into NBA picks. So buckle up, I've done the homework. Let's hit these and stack these wins. Alrighty, legends, before we jump into today's picks, let's do a quick recap of our last NBA video. We went 2-1 with Toumani Camara over 12.5 points. Took him until the fourth quarter, but he cashed with ease. Then we had Zion Williamson over 20.5 points. A little sweaty towards the end, but he got there within 2 minutes to spare. And then we had Jeremy Grant over 14.5 points. Absolutely horrible. One of the easiest matchups on paper, and he wasn't even close. That's a prop I'd still take again, just didn't work out this time. So that makes it 2 winning days in a row. Let's see if we can keep the streak alive. So for the month, we're down 3.23 units with a 48% win rate. But the goal is simple. Let's get back into the positive before the end of the month. So for all my picks, I use PropsMadness, the best tool out there for player prop analysis. If you want to try it out for yourself, there's a link in the description below. And if you use code BENCHMARK, you'll get 25% off your first purchase. So for the first pick, heading to the Hornets and the Mavs game, and I'm going with Moussa Diabate over 17.5 points and rebounds. If you can get this at 17.5, that's good, but I think most bookies have 18.5 now and even 19.5, but I am liking both. So for the season, he's only over this line in 19 out of 44 games, averaging 16.9 points and rebounds. So at first glance, this doesn't look the best, but it gets better. So today, he's expected to play between 22 and 32 minutes. Time, he's averaging 17.7 points and rebounds from 5.1 field goal attempts and 9.5 rebounds, which is pretty good. So matchup-wise, against the Mavs, they allow the 4th most amount of rebounds and also the 2nd most amount of putback points and the 4th most amount of points in the restricted area. So when you filter in his minutes and weak defenses in the restricted area, he's over this line in 4 out of 7 games, averaging 18.7 points. And also if you change it to points of paints allowed, where he scores 97% of his points, he's over this line in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 21.2 points and rebounds. Also, if you change the filter from points paints allowed to rebounds allowed, he's over this line 100% of the time, averaging 22.3 points and rebounds. All signs are pointing in the right direction for Moussa Diabate to go over 17.5 points and rebounds today. And then for the second and final main play, heading to the Thunder and the Wolves game, and I'm going with SGA over 42.5 points and rebounds. Most bookies still do have this, but if you can't get it, I still like 43.5 PRA. So for the season, he's over his line in 25 out of 46 games, averaging 42.6 PRA. J-Dub is not playing today, so when he's out of the lineup, he's over this line in 14 out of 24 games, averaging 44.1 PRA. As you can see, his PRA goes up by 3.1, his usage rate stays the same, and his field goal attempts stay the same, which is what we're liking. So today, he's expected to play between, I'd say, 32 to 42 minutes here. And when he plays those minutes, he's over this line in 7 out of 11 games, averaging 44.5 PRA. And as you can see, his usage rate still stays the same, but his field goal attempts goes up, which is good. And then, so for the season, the Wolves are giving up the 2nd most amount of points to the pick and roll ball handler. So when you filter in the weak defenses for pick and roll ball handlers, he's over this line in 4 out of 5 games, averaging 47.6 PRA. As you can see, there's an increase in his field goals by 4.1 and also an increase in his usage rate, which is by 2.8%. So he's already faced the Wolves twice this season, and he's gone over in both times, getting 52 points and rebounds, and assists, and 47.3 rebounds and assists from 6 and 6 rebounds and assists, and also 5 rebounds and 7 assists to go with his points. Again, all signs are pointing to SGA to go over 42.5 PRA. So that's pretty much it for the main picks that I'm liking. So let's go through some other plays that I'm liking as well. So the first one I'm going with is in between the Bucks and the Wizards game, and I'm going with Ryan Rollins over 21.5 points. So as you can see, I have a few filters up already. When Giannis and KPG are both not playing, he's over this line in 6 out of 7 games, averaging 24.7 points from 19.7 field goal attempts at a 28% usage rate, which is what we're liking the most. He scores well in above the break and also within the paint, where the Wizards give up the 3rd most amount of points in the paint and the 7th most amount of points above the break. Expecting a strong performance from Ryan Rollins here today, especially with Giannis and KPG both out. Then for the next 2 picks, heading to the Heat and the Bulls game, and the first I'm going with is Coby White for 20 plus points. So for the season, he's over this line in 17 out of 26 games, averaging 18.8 points, which isn't the best, but it does get better. So both Giddey and Vucevic are both out for this game, and when he doesn't play with them, he is over this line in 13 out of 19 games, averaging 19.2 points from 13.8 field goal attempts. So his expected minutes today are between 26 to 35 minutes when he plays those minutes, and with Giddey and Vucevic, he's over this line in 13 out of 17 games, averaging 20.7 points from 14.9 field goal attempts. So the Heat are allowing the 9th most points above the break, and also the 9th most amount of points within 10 feet of the basket, where White scores 45% above the break and 41% of his points from within 10 feet of the basket. Also, as you can see, some players recently have gone over their lines, with Black getting 26, Suggs getting 16, and also Drew Holiday getting 15. So all signs are pointing to White to have a nice scoring performance here today. And then for the second pick I'm liking in this one is Josh Giddey over 15.5 rebounds and assists. So for the season, he's over this line in 22 out of 34 games, averaging 17.4 rebounds and assists. So from the previous filter, when he plays with Vucevic and Coby White, he's over this line in 11 out of 19 games, averaging 16.5 rebounds and assists, which isn't the best, but it does get better. So for the season, the Heat are allowing the 2nd most amount of rebounds and assists to his position. So when you add in the week matchup for rebounds and assists, and also his expected minutes, he's over this line in 2 out of 3 games, averaging 16.3 rebounds and assists. Even if you take the minutes out, he's over this line in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 20.7 rebounds and assists. He has versed the Heat already this season, where he got 20 rebounds and assists from 11 rebounds and 9 assists from 21 rebound chances and 20 potential assists. If he can see those numbers again, he should definitely go over 15.5 rebounds and assists. I got this at plus money. You should be able to get it at plus money as well. Yeah, so negative 102 pretty much is plus money. Then for the next pick, heading to the Rockets and the Hawks game, and I'm going with Tari Eason over 11.5 points. So as you can see, for the season, he's over this line in 15 and 25 games, averaging 11.9 points. Today, he's expected to play between 20 to 30 minutes. So when he sees those type of minutes, he's over this line in 11 out of 17 games, averaging 12.3 points. Also in games when Sengun and also Kevin Durant are playing, he's over this line in 9 out of 14 games, averaging 12.5 points from 9.6 field goal attempts, which is definitely enough. Hawks give up the 5th most amount of points within the restricted area and also the 8th most amount of points within 10 feet of the basket. So when you filter in the weak defenses for the restricted area, he's over this line 100% of the time, averaging 16.3 points from 11 field goal attempts. Another prop where all signs are pointing to Tari Eason to go over 11.5 points. And then finally, for the last pick that I'm liking, heading to the Nets and the Nuggets game, then I'm going with Peyton Watson over 18.5 points. It has just jumped up to 19.5, but you should still be able to get 18.5 at some bookies, which I can see already. So without Jokic in the lineup, he's over this line in 10 out of 14 games, averaging 22.4 points from 16.3 field goal attempts. So the Nets are allowing the 7th most amount of points in the restricted area and the 4th most amount of points within 10 feet of the basket. So when you filter in the weak defenses for restricted area, he's over this line in 6 out of 9 games, averaging 22.9 points from 14.8 field goal attempts. His field goal attempts does go down a bit, but still at 14.8, he should definitely go over this line with ease. And then also, as you can see, the Nets allow the third most amount of points from spot up and the fifth most amount of points from transition plays, where he loves to score majority of his points from. So that's pretty much it for today's picks. If you're liking the content, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment down below your favorite play for today. As always, stay safe, good luck with your bets, and I'll catch you in the next video. Laters.